This is started. All right. Oh, I fucked my fucking intro up. That's fucking stupid. All right. This is the Saturday afternoon podcast. Why? Because it's a Saturday, it's an afternoon, it's a motherfucking podcast. How are you guys doing? And I say guys, but there's just one guy. I'll take my time with like a couple of useless bullshit. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. This is a pretty long weekend for pretty much most of us because it is the fucking birthday of the queen and or the patriot. I think it depends like what type of like old shit you decide this day you care about. Is it are you more a patriot like fuck Canada or UK or whatever? Or are you more like the birthday of the queen is really important? And it happens that me, I don't give a shit about neither of those. You got me. There you go. Hey, Alessandro Di Gioralamo. Fuck, I fucked his name. It's horrible. All right. So, yeah, for those looking outside being like, not sure if I should get out. You should because it's like 28-degree outside and it's pretty unlikely it's gonna be raining for the rest of the day. Tomorrow, from what I see from the weather network, it's more likely to rain like tomorrow morning and it's gonna be a light rain, so it's not gonna be like something really heavy. So that's pretty much what I have right now in front of me. Yeah, Sunday evening. There you go. So yeah, so the little rain we're gonna have is gonna be like tomorrow morning. So if you want to get the fuck out, I'm more chaotic neutral. Yeah, there you go. If you want to get the fuck out and to like take advantage of the weather, fucking do because honestly, it's a good weather. There's too many bullshit going on in the fucking news, and I'm planning to remind every single one of them for the rest of the show. So there you go, sit down, have fun. Before I start, there's a couple of things I wanted to announce. Like first, please share, subscribe, and like the video so I don't get sick and tired of hearing the sound of my fucking voice. There you go. That's out of the way. Also, tonight there's a podcast you don't want to be missing. It's the Dirty Four. Like Dirty Four now, we're trying a new format, right? Because before that, the main show that was like the four of us with a guest every Sunday night. That was the four of us with a guest. Now we're trying something quite new. We're going to put extra contents. That means so. What I mean is tomorrow night it's gonna be just the four of us, the Dirty Four Vanilla, the same old Dirty Four like Victoria, me, Claudio, and Peter. And that's just gonna be the four of us, right? Just talking, shooting the shit, talking about different subjects. But the Saturday night we want it to be like an interview show most of the time. So it's not gonna be every Saturday. That depends if we get a guest or we have interesting guests being lined up. But tonight, as the first try of that new formula, we'll have George Sandrizas, which is the co-host of the Pantelis morning show, which is on every Wednesday and Friday on the Pantelis YouTube channel live. Also, he is the host of Just Us Dad, which is a podcast I didn't check to yet, and also Backstage Podcast, which I would like to explain to you what it is. But on the life of the kids, I don't have right now. I can't because I don't know what that fucking thing is about. So I'd like to look it up. Please look it up because on the Pantelis podcast, I know he's doing a great job. He's really good with the news and like the political stuff. Backstage, I don't know what it is about, but that seems pretty cool. So please give it a look. And that's pretty much it. We're pretty much ready to get that thing started. And I wanted to start like on a lighter tone, talking about the truce with Israel and the Hamas, right? Because there's nothing that says like starting a podcast light than one of the most convoluted fucking conflicts there is in the modern time, which is kind of fucking weird. And now they have a ceasefire. I don't know what the fucking term about it are about, but the thing is I noticed the thing that kind of bothered me with the whole thing is like the that need that we have to pick a side. Like it's a fucking hockey game. Like it's an actual fucking conflict. You don't need to take a side. It's like thousands of miles from there. None of us has really a horse in a fucking race. I don't understand why we just go nuts about it. I think we covered it a little bit with at a quick and dirty with Nicolas Pidiktakis. So basically, there's something that caught my attention is there's Gal Gadot, which she is a Israeli actress, and she's really well known for playing Wonder Woman on the new DC universe movie thingy they're trying to do, like Me Too with fucking Marvel. She said something. She just posted something in the sense that goes like, Israel deserves to live as a free and safe nation. Our neighbors deserve the same. I pray for our leaders to find the solution so we can live side by side in peace. I pray for better days. And obviously, that such a horrendous call for genocide obviously got attacked, which is not a call for genocide. It's just like her saying something like, "I hope we find a solution that everybody will be happy with, and we can live a normal life," right? Because like as Rodan is the life of the Palestinians, you have to realize that the, the Israeli receive rockets too, so it's no fucking picnic to be around that fucking thing. And honestly, that fucking conflict is so complicated. Like like for me, I've been trying to follow it as much as I can. It's really tough to pick a side on this one because fuck, man, it's complicated. There's so many things going on, and people are so fucking emotional about this thing. Like it is the mother of all conflicts, right? And obviously like the reaction that got up more my eyes about that fucking thing was the reaction from Mia Khalifa, because when there's a really complicated conflict that happened in the Middle East, and it's pretty tough to figure out who started what and what happened and whatever the fuck. I'm really waiting for the opinion of an actress, actress, right? Like somebody in porn know what she's talking about, and basically Mia Khalifa answered something like she's a genocide Barbie, which is fucking crazy when you think about it, because she just like in nothing in what I wrote, read to you from Gal Gadot indicated it's any shape or form a pro genocide thing. I don't understand why this fucking thing is such a big subject like it is. Like, I don't understand why people get so emotional about it. It's so crazy to me. Like, I know that Nikos told me, it's because there's a Muslim community in Montreal and there's Jewish community in Montreal, but that explanation didn't really satisfy me. And the reason it didn't satisfy me is because even in cities like Bécamo, like really remote, really white and French, and everybody got a fucking opinion about this conflict. Everybody like have something to say about it. They might don't know where Israel is on the fucking map, but for some reason they have an opinion about it. And they'll tell you, and they'll look around to see if this fucking clear. And I've read some Facebook comments from some guys, and I was like, yeah, when Israel is starting to shoot on Hamas or the Gaza Strip for some reason, it it kind of become PC to see some weird anti-Semite crazy shit on Facebook. Like you think it's just like, okay, I'm being part of the whole thing, I'm getting on, but it's fucking weird because it seems like the Jewish conspiracy theories, like they own the fucking media, and the crazy stuff become all of a sudden something like this is really really mainstream, and it's fucking crazy to me that something like that can just you cannot say the N word, for example, or some words can get you fired, but like when Israel is doing something, you can say crazy anti-Semite shit. For example, Vina Malik, she's an actress for Pakistan. I don't know on the live of the kids. I don't have which movie she did, but a crazy thing she said is we need another Hitler, which to me is fucking crazy. Like it's fucking crazy to see something like that. It's not really helping. It's crazy, crazy, crazy stuff to say. And also, she also like share a fake quote from Adolf Hitler, which goes like this, and I'm quoting the quote, right? It's not me saying this, right? So it goes like, Adolf Hitler killed many Jews, but he left some alive, so we know why the Holocaust was essential. So it's crazy shit, right? And I remember she posted it on fucking Twitter. Is she a fucking actress? You know what? I'm gonna check it out for just for not talking through my ass. But Where fucking name I name? Oh, there you go. So that's our. Oh, there you go. So Vinamanic received backlash for promoting a violent anti-Semitic thought made up Hitler quote. Yeah, there you go. Oh, there you go. So the actual quote is, and I'll fucking put the. You know what? I'm gonna share it just so you know I'm not putting it off from my ass. There you go. So crazy, crazy shit. I would have killed all the Jews of the world, but I kept some to show the world why I killed them, which is not an actual Hitler quote, but in an anti-Semite, like that kind of, I guess in some places they fucking share it because it seems to be like to be trendy to say something crazy like that. I don't know. It's fuck to me it's fucking nuts. And you have also like the hate, it's not only on one side like the entire Israel people, but there's also some people that are pro-Israel. They fucking hate Muslims, and the only reason they're pro-Israel is because they're like, yeah, good thing that they're killing so many terrorists and stuff. So it's fucking crazy. Like in normal time there will be like an actual getting hit on the head for like really racist comments and that kind of like crazy shit. But like it seems like when there's another escalation of the conflict of Israel and Gaza, it kind of become like normal to say that kind of stuff. And to me, it's kind of fucking weird. And also I've noted a couple of because again, like can you imagine? Do you remember they were so much outcry for the Uyghurs getting killed in fucking China? No, there weren't. Like there were some protests there and there, but it's never at the scales of when it's the Palestinians getting shot at by the fucking Israelis, right? It's fucking nuts. Same for Hong Kong, for example. Hong Kong getting like their ass kicked by fucking cops and trying to revert the little bit of freedom they're having, like the freedom of speech, like basically it could be a democracy right now if they were like separated from China, but no, they have to live under the rule of China, and now they're getting their right taken away one by one by the Chinese Communist Party, right? And Taiwan is an actual democracy, like that China is trying to fucking take over at some point, and they have a rhetoric for that. They've been talking about taking over fucking Taiwan, right? That has happened. Like Xi Jinping is planning to be really assertive about it. And I know I'm beating a fucking dead horse, but again, it's fucking China, right? China influence on Western universities. Like they were that situation in a English university. I don't remember which one it was, but they had a big map of the world, and Taiwan was put in a different color than the rest of China. And since some Chinese government people are giving money to the university, and even worse than that, the Chinese government is also supporting the Confucius Institute, which is basically a group that gives Mandarin classes in university. So they use that kind of stuff to have leverage on university. So now they had to put Taiwan the same color than China, actually. So the narrative that China would that Taiwan is a free country or separate political entity has been, which is a fact, by the way. Like they don't pay anything to China. They're not governed by China by no stretch of the imagination. Taiwan is an actual democracy. Now they have to be depicted in a university, a place of fucking knowledge, as a part of China, which is nuts to me. Nuts to me. And for me, in my humble opinion, if there's anything that will deserve like massive outcry and like flipping cars over and that kind of stuff, that will be the Taiwan situation. But you don't hear about it, right? Like Yemen, when the fucking Saudi Arabia are bombing a bunch of fucking Yemeni with the weapons we sell them, right? Fucking nuts again. Like you don't see that same level of outcry. So right now it's two assholes complaining that they don't get to win. There are good guys in this conflict. Yeah, and on both sides. Yeah, and Taiwan isn't allowed to get to go to the Olympics. True. And also, like at the beginning of the COVID-19 thing, that when it started, Taiwan has the fast answer to ban all flight coming from Wuhan. So if you look at their numbers, they're doing pretty much better than we do because they know better to not trust China. So they kind of cancel all their flight with China. And also, the WHO totally ignored the report from Taiwan and trust on China on their word. So to me, there's so many things that doesn't go right in this fucking world. I'm kind of wondering, how did you pick like the Israeli Palestine conflict and make it the mother of all the cause in the world that doesn't work, right? I'd like to have that same level of enthusiasm for anything that happens in the world, but I'm jaded. I'm fucking jaded. So, like my position on the Israeli and Palestine, and I might sounds like I'm a pro Israeli guy, but I'm not. I don't fucking care. Honestly, it's a fucking tragedy what's happening over there. It's fucking heavy. There's like assholes on both sides that want conflict. Like, if think about it, if you're Israeli right wing politicians, like, if you have no talents whatsoever, you'll have an anti-Palestine rhetoric just to get elected by a bunch of fucking people that agree with you, right? You don't need to think about like a economic platform or like a political platform. It's something that has any values for the Israeli. You just need to be a fucking asshole and shit on the fucking Palestinian, and then you get voted by a bunch of uneducated assholes that hate the Palestinians. And on the Palestinian side, you don't need to have any plan to make Palestine better or worse. All you need is to shit on the Israelis, and that's the problem. That's the problem you always have everywhere. And I'll get back to this like later on when I talk about Bill 96. But that's a pattern I'm seeing way too often in politics. Is you have nothing to offer in terms of policies, and then you shit on minorities, and you shit on the other, and you create tensions and divisions just to get elected for not for your merits, but just by agreeing with pretty much. Yeah, nah, I don't think so, Peter, because I've talked to an Israeli guy, and even them, they don't believe they'll ever see peace. Like, there's a Israeli band I really like. It's called Orphanland. Fucking look it up. It's really a good band. It's a prog band. I've get to saw them in shows in Montreal twice. It's a really good band, a really cool guy. They won't say between two songs that the problem in Israel and Palestine is not the people. It's never the people. It's the fucking politicians. The politicians are absolutely asinine assholes. They don't want a peace. But the people are okay. Like, there's 20% of Arabs in Israel, and like most Israeli want a peaceful resolution, right? But he can't have that because our fucking politicians won't let that happen. And it's easier to keep that whole fucking thing going if you're politicians than actually stop that. Like, it's way easier. So I'm not saying anything, anything changing anytime soon. You'll see truths and people being assholes on the internet and doing fucking protests about the fucking conflict, and a bunch of uninformed assholes trying to look good with a conflict they barely understand about, and like just throwing oil in the fucking fire that is already taken for so long time. So this is my point about it. I don't fucking care. I don't have a fucking team into it. It's not a hockey game. They're fucking shooting at each other. Their life sucks, like, on both sides. I sure as shit don't want to live near fucking Gaza Strip if I was an Israeli, because I don't want to get a rocket on my fucking head. I don't want to live like in fucking Gaza Strip when there's a fucking shooting, because obviously, since they shoot from civilian position, like, you just get a rocket and to fucking hospitals and schools. It's fucking crazy. It's nuts. I don't see an end to this. And like a song from Orphanland say, only the dead will see the end of war, and that's fucking sad. But that's the world in which we live in. So that's pretty much it. On the next subjects closest to us, and that has a bigger influence on all's going on right now. It's I don't know if you were living under a rock, you four people. But there's basically what's going on is there's an unconfinement plan that has been revealed. Sorry for that. Revealed from François Legault. Basically, like, what's going to happen for pretty much everybody starting the 28th of May is lifting of all curfew. So because the thing is, like, people think confinement is going to end the 28th of May, but don't forget that a lot of things he said most of the province. So if you're still a red zone after after they'll evaluate it, right? So if you're still red zone, you won't see the new measure. But there's something that's gonna happen to the rest of the province, regardless of your fucking zone. It's lifting of the curfew, which is fucking awesome. That thing was a fucking travesty. There's no proof, as far as I looked it up, that a curfew has any positive influence on preventing the spread of COVID-19. So it was just a fucking mess. Like that just gave cops the possibility to reach their fucking quotas, giving away fucking tickets to a bunch of people that was trying to get back home. I don't remember with who I was talking. I think it was with Bo. Bo told me some anecdotes about some of his friends getting tickets because he was trying to head home, and it was like 8:05 and 8:15, and the cops was waiting for them. So no, it's that thing was a travesty. It cannot end too soon. Please, 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 please get your two fucking shot. Get your ass vaccinated, because like the rest, the confinement is highly dependent upon it. Please also make a risk assessment if they are to give you the AstraZeneca when you're 30 years old around. Don't fucking take it, because the risk of the virus is like way higher, is way lower than the risk of the vaccine. But if it's Pfizer and Moderna, by all means, fucking take it, right? Like obviously, fucking take it. When we're 75% vaccinated, everything's gonna be back to normal. It's gonna be not awesome. It's gonna be like pretty much what it was before confinement. And like what is cool, from what I saw online, there's less and less talk about COVID-19, which is a good thing. That was about motherfucking time we stopped cluttering the whole internet with that's why the last year I didn't spend too much time watching the news or watching the media, because that was COVID all the time. Like yeah, this I choke on my own saliva. Just so yeah, so after a year, just COVID coverage and new variants and stuff. That was about that was pretty much like the time it's gonna end. And I see like people are like really, really happy and really hopeful for the future, which is not something I saw in a long fucking time. Was about time that happened. But I don't know for you guys, but I kind of have difficulties to kind of feel enthusiastic about, like fully enthusiastic. And let me explain you why. Is because we have fucking closed the economy for a year, right? So obviously it's gonna have some impact on what's going on. It's gonna happen like after the COVID. Like it's clearly not gonna be for fucking while like it was when we closed everything. So like I know that there's a lot of open micers like myself that is really waiting for everything to open to get back to do comedy show in bars, in restaurants and pubs. That's There's still a comedy show going on, but it's really professional show. So like a little open micers like me don't have access to get to play there, because obviously I'm learning. So there's no fucking point for me to make you pay $20 to watch me fail with rape jokes. But yeah, that's so go. Please go see them. Like there's a show at Sainte Catherine, Théâtre Sainte Catherine, tonight. I think it's Pantelis is on, but I'm not quite sure about it. But yeah, so life is kind of slowly going back to what it was, but it kind of feels like we beat COVID, but it feels like the end of a Godzilla movie, you know? Like everything is a fucking wreck, everything is broken. We barely know who's gonna be open after when everything open up again. Like when we talked to Sid Cooler about the whole thing, since he's organized shows, he talks to restaurateurs and stuff. Like he basically told us that a lot of those restaurants are just gonna open under another name, which it's not good. It's not good. The effect of like pissing money in a altered economy also. That's something that's not gonna be pretty for a while. Inflation, like we start seeing price of normal shit going up. So that's another thing that is kind of worrying me. The housing market, man, is fucking crazy. That the housing market make no fucking sense. I don't. I like honestly. I saw the graph of the Canadian housing market right now compared to the housing market of the US, like back in 2000, in the 2000s, before the bubble bust in 2008. And honestly, this is fucking scary. This is fucking scary. Like the curve, the Canadian curve is way steeper. It's gonna, when that fucking thing bursts, because the housing price cannot go up indefinitely like that. There'll come a breaking point where people cannot borrow money anymore and cannot afford it. Like they'll have like not a drop of the demand, just a stoppage of the demand. No more demand anymore. Like people cannot buy a house and they just go, okay, we cannot buy it. Fuck it. So at some point, like at a certain price, the price are going to go way down. Like gonna be a bust of the fucking price. There's no way it's gonna keep going up like this. Like the wages are not getting any higher. We're starting to see like they're starting to have a talk about getting up those interest rates, which is gonna be catastrophic, but for a lot of fucking people, because Canadian, what they have right now, they have dead issues with a lot of fucking people that has borrow way too much money for their own good. So yeah, no. That really, like, I don't know if any of you three guys watch Shin Godzilla, but that really feels like the end of Shin Godzilla. The city is a wreck. There's a lot of fucking people who died, but they managed to neutralize Godzilla, right? So kind of feel it's kind of a good ending, but we'll have to rebuild the damage that we have done to our economy to protect the healthcare system, because that what it was about, protecting the fucking healthcare system that we knew for a long time that was fucking garbage. Never bothered to look into it because the United States doesn't have a universal healthcare, so obviously we feel like we had a better healthcare, which in some aspect it's kind of true, but we should have looked into it. We should have like compare ourselves to the other country, the rest of the world that has pretty much everybody has a universal healthcare, and we're not on the right end in terms of efficiency and everything. So that's that, and that's not even in the fucking cars. Like when I look to the platform of the CQ, it's not looking like they're gonna look it up for the healthcare system to make it a more reliant system in case that we have a variant that the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine are not covering. So that's pretty crazy. So the main priority right now, it seems to be the French thing, the fucking language law, the bill in '96 that I think I covered with Nikos, but I'm gonna spend a bit more time because I know that like there were Big Joe that wanted on our Discord. Please go on our fucking Discord, by the way, on our fucking Discord, that wanted me to comment on it, and I kind of forgot. But honestly, my whole thing for on language always been the same thing. Like recently, it's always the same thing. It's like defending the language, the French language in Canada. Okay, cool, fine. But the problem you run into is in the execution. I think we're doing the wrong way. Like preventing people to go to university, like forcing Anglo people to go in Anglo university, like basically cutting how many spaces you leave for Anglo University, like going for a way more aggressive, like forbidding people to do stuff, forcing them to do stuff. That never works. That's not how you defend culture. You just get people pissed off about the fucking culture. Honestly, like when you do shit like that, you hear a bunch of Anglos getting pissed at French people because they think we all think that is the good thing, but it's not a good thing. It's not even the proper way. If you want to defend French culture, you have to make it cool to speak the language. You do that by producing a fucking awesome pop culture that people wants to be part of. Like for example, G-pop, right? G-pop, I don't care about. I hate pop, but I saw a bunch of teenagers singing in Japanese anime, right? People like quoting Japanese anime, right? So that's how you do it. You do a pop culture that people actually wants to watch. You don't force and regulate and fucking make it a more of a pain in the ass to actually get it done. And I know what a gambit is, and it's been a long. There's a Conrad Back articles that kind of address the history of modern French Canadian nationalism in Quebec. It dated back to Maurice Duplessis, which was a prime minister like until he's for 20 years, I think, like between 39 and 59. If I remember, my memory serves me well. Please go fucking Google it. Dragon Soul. Why Dragon Soul? Why Dragon Soul? Please explain that to me, Peter. So yeah, he explained that. There you go. I don't understand the garden. The French people in Quebec are not going to stop speaking French. Yeah, but that kind of comes back to what I said about the Israeli Palestinian conflicts. Is when you don't have an actual platform, you run on easy shit like that. Like what Legault got elected on. He got elected on fucking state employees that doesn't exist, wearing like wanting to wear a fucking Muslim veil at work and not delivering the proper service. Like situation that never happened before, and it's not likely to ever happen. But we're fucking like put the province upside down for stuff that we never saw. That's not likely to happen. That's never happened. That's not happening anytime soon. It's Dragon Ball guy opening song. Oh yeah, true, right? So so we so he got elected for something hypothetic that we're not even sure that's ever gonna happen. Now we know for sure it's not gonna happen since he put a law on it. But you understand the point, right? It's if you don't have an actual fucking economic, because look, if you make the debate about how to fix the healthcare system, you need actual expertise to understand how it's gonna happen. You need to understand the ins and outs to have a really informed opinion. But having an opinion on whether or not like state employees should have a veil or not, or a religious symbol, any asshole can have an opinion on that, right? Do we need more linguistic laws? We need a more coercive measure to force people to speak English, to speak French. I mean, any asshole can have an opinion about it. Now the Bonjour is going to be also what I've read is the Bonjour is going to be subjects of complaint, which is absolutely ridiculous. And also, like they're planning to cut those access English to English programs to French people, basically. So that means that French people are gonna be more trapped into a French education. So basically, we will be cut of any real chance to get access to a real bilingual system so we can learn English the proper way. So, and on the other side, if you grew up as an Anglo guy, you can go to French school and doesn't seem to be a problem. So now the Anglos are going to be bilingual, more likely. The Franco is going to be unilingual. So now we're going to be like really trapped in Quebec. And that goes at what I said about what I said on the Luigi podcast, right? The agree to disagree thing, which is basically said that I've argued that the reason why we put so much emphasis on those fucking laws is because we know our system is fucking crap. We know we're not giving opportunity to people to succeed or to get a better. We don't have the economical opportunities to people, so they get the fuck out. So this is just to make sure that French people doesn't have any options to get the fuck out if they want, right? So that's just fucking crazy to me, like to have that kind of crazy stuff. And also, there's a word of warning because like Trudeau is kind of ambivalent about it because he needs those votes from Quebec. So to get a majority, that's really important to him. So that's why he's trying as much as possible to not get involved, but still need to get involved because people in Ontario kind of feel like they're pretty against like the Bill 96, which it's a whole other thing. So yeah, so Mathieu Bock-Côté, for those who doesn't know, he's a conservative French nationalist. And I don't speak French. I know how to speak French. I choose not to speak French. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Rosetta Stone all day. Yeah, pretty much. No, it's fucking crazy. Like if you want French to succeed in North America, like if you want Quebec to just do business within itself, like go. That's the right strategy. But you want Quebec to be able to do business with the rest of the fucking continent. Like working in Montreal, you need to know both language, and the reason why you need to know both language is not because Montreal is going to get into an English city. It's because Montreal is doing business with the rest of the world, and the rest of the world speak English, motherfucker. English, can you speak it, right? So that's it's fucking nuts that we need to explain that every time. And there's Mathieu Bocoté again, to go back to this fucking guy. He said he's not happy with the Bill 96 again because it doesn't go far enough. And he's even complaining that the prime minister is giving the COVID-19 directive in both languages. Fuck. Like, he is basically pissed that the prime minister is giving away information about COVID-19 in English also. Like, think about it for a moment, okay? There's 20% of Anglophone in the whole fucking province, all concentrated in fucking Montreal, which is the worst place right now in terms of like COVID cases and hospitalization and everything. Who were the one that got hit the hardest, right, by the pandemic? So basically, he's saying that he wants a sizable portion of the population to not get access to important information that might prevent fucking COVID-19 to get spread around. See how fucking crazy it is. It's fucking crazy. I don't understand why. First of all, first of all, you ask freedom of speech. You can say whatever nonsense you want, but it comes to a point like the Journal de Montréal choose to fucking publish this shit, right? I mean, so dumb. It's so dense. Like, of course, you want like the Anglo community to know what to do for COVID-19. That's why you communicate in English also. You cannot have like 80% of the population following the confinement measure, but like 20% living their life like it's nothing happened because they didn't know what was going on. That's why you need to express yourself in both languages. And like he was also complaining about the Anglo debates on the last provincial election. Again, you have 20% of the fucking population that speaks English, right? You have the rest of the continent that speaks English. And it kind of reminds me something weird that happened at work also is for those who don't know, I'm a programmer. And one thing we had a mini debate, something really stupid. It's when we finish fixing a bug, what we do usually is we push it into a repository. It's called a version management software, which basically you can like code something. You put it there, and you have like a stable version that is saved. You just do another branch, and then you pull it up. You do your fix, you test it with that branch, and then you put it on the production server, and then you merge it together. And usually when we do a fix before committing a code to be revised, basically what happened is you have to write a message. What you fix? Why did you fix it? All your code works. So basic stuff. So they were the tech lead of the company I'm working for right now that basically said if you want to write message on Git or SVN, like those, if you want to do Git message like for explaining your push, you have to do it in English. And somebody said, yeah, but what about Bill 96? And he said, well, the whole world work in English, like the whole continent work in English. We have a sizable like number of employees that barely speak any French. And also you have to realize that most of the code you will see online like is going to be in English. Like you name your variables has to be named in English, your comments has to be in English, and your fucking push message has to be in English. So for me to not even understand that basic reality, that if you don't want to live into your fucking island being alone speaking French and just like sharing IDs among different regions of Quebec instead of like sharing IDs with people working at Harvard or Google or fucking Amazon, like sharing IDs with the rest of the world, basically, you have to speak English. There's no way around it. You have to learn it. I know it's fucking weird coming from a guy with that fucking accent, but it's true though. You have to learn English. Learning English is so important in 2021. It's fucking important. You have to learn it. It's another totally neutral set. It's just having to argue it, it's fucking crazy to me. It's like it would be like trying to argue with somebody. No, it's so fucking stupid. I don't find any equivalent of it. It's like being in the Roman Empire and trying to argue with somebody that the need of speaking Latin, right? It's fucking bonker to me. So I wanted to end the podcast also on something a bit more light and something that I'm kind of find a new passion, a renewed passion for. It's wrestling. Basically, the reason why I went back to watch wrestling, that was the famous flea market. It's a YouTube channel that I strongly suggest you to go see. It's a really fun YouTube channel. What they do is it's two guys commenting on bad wrestling matches. Like it can be backyard wrestling, fucking machos wrestling. Can be like even we'll play the Aaron Price. What the fuck is that about? What the fuck is happening? You'll push Quebecer to outside or online. It's basically, yeah, that's exactly it. Peter, will you join me in my all-style takeover? Oh yeah, for sure. There you go. We'll pay the Aaron Price Alpha. Okay. So they're trying to foment a fucking revolution. That's out of it. Use the chat for that. I'm actually all for using the chat of my fucking podcast to start a violent revolution. That'd be fucking awesome. All right. No, the famous flea market is basically so they display like bad wrestling, and I watched one before starting the show. It's a Brian Panties match, and for those who doesn't know what it is, it's back in the 2000s. We were retards, mostly because porn wasn't accessible to most of the people. So seeing something like tits on TV, that was something that make us horny back in the day, and we were fucking retards back then. So we thought that the idea of a bunch of female wrestlers wrestling against each other to like take off their wrestling attire so they're in bras and panties was fucking amazing. That was the best fucking idea since sliced bread, right? So we're fucking amazed by that. In that match, what actually happened is it's a backyard wrestling thing. They have a official name. I don't remember what it is because it's way too fucking long at first. What is pretty amazing is those rednecks figured out Windows Movie Maker, which is pretty amazing because when you can see like the type of software you're using to edit the video, you know that it's a crappy fucking promotion, right? It was filmed with a cell phone. And how do I know that it's crappy? It was filmed with a cell phone. Well, easy enough. That was filmed like this. The whole thing was like this and like this, and you know. So yeah, sorry for the article, by the way. I really wanted to make my point come across, right? So so it's a really shaky cam. Like I almost puked fucking 30 times during the whole thing. That was a 5-woman match, and oddly enough, there were a mattress on the center of the ring, and he had pillows. So that was a pillow Brian Panties fight with a fucking mattress at the middle of the ring. Don't understand why the mattress was there. And I don't understand what you can do with fucking pillow. They were eating each other. They weren't really doing any wrestling move. Like I think the most the most legit thing I saw somebody do, and it was just retarded. It was just to put the pillow on in the face of another woman contestant while another one was holding her to the ground. Fucking stupid shit. And good, and you know that fucking type of match kind of makes sense. The funniest thing about it is we all know that female wrestling are usually like heavily clothed. So the idea of like getting your fucking top off by forcibly by another woman and then being in your bras, that makes all the difference in the world, because like the top wrestling attire really hide everything. Like I wouldn't be able to guess the shape of her fucking boobs if it weren't from that fucking thing, right? So when they get like unclothed with in that way, you can see they're all like this. It's exactly like the Bill Burr bit where he was explaining that woman bikini, like they all cool with that, but in bra they all like fucking weird. And it's exactly what you can observe. It's crazy. Like it's fucking stupid. So yeah, that's the thing that make me think it was fucking stupid that you see that kind of match still happening right now. Like it's female, like woman wrestling nowadays. It's really really good, really really good. I saw a couple of really nice thing. But why I speak about famous flea market is it get me interested into wrestling again, because watching bad wrestling make me appreciated way more good wrestling. So like I stopped watching wrestling around the 2000s, like with the Cativate thing and everything, like the run that Triple H has on Raw as a world heavyweight champion. And that I was like, okay, fuck it is. It's fucking stupid. I'm not watching it ever again. That's retarded. And then I started watching a couple of online podcasts about wrestling because I used to be a fan of wrestling. So um, I watched some stuff about the Attitude Era, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, wrestling was cool back then. Until I outgrew fucking Attitude Era, and now I'm thinking it's kind of it wasn't sorry about that. It wasn't such a great era for wrestling, to be honest. Like, yeah, it was more popular than ever, but it created like some fucking crazy expectation that doesn't match reality back then. They were like one fucking great angle, which was like fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin against Vince McMahon, and for the rest, that was the wrestling was garbage. So that was basically it. So when I watched Famous Free Market, then I went to watch other wrestling promotion, and then I got hooked on fucking NGPW. Speaking of them, right? Okay, so NGPW news. The for those who doesn't know, they kind of put together the Intercontinental Championship and the Heavyweight Championship. Now it's the World Heavyweight Championship. So now it was until really recently that was Will Ospreay that was the champion. Wait. The WWE had female wrestling match in the Middle East. The wrestlers aren't allowed to show skin. Ah, it's fucking nuts. No, no. We shouldn't do anything in the Middle East. Like if they have to put on the wrestlers' fucking condition as ridiculous as this one, fuck the Middle East. Honestly, like if they cannot be what is dead may never die. Yeah. No, honestly, like if you want to do wrestling, don't do it in fucking Middle East because you cannot trust them to be reasonable, right? Like they're nah. That's if they make them end like that, they can go fuck themselves. No more wrestling for them, right? That's that one is fucking crazy. Yeah. So the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Basically, what was is the Intercontinental and Heavyweight Championship they put together, and that was won by Kota Ibushi. And Will Ospreay beat Kota Ibushi to get the title, but Will Ospreay now got hurt, got a neck injury, so the title got vacated, and now we don't know exactly what's gonna happen until then. I know that he was supposed to fight Kazuchika Okada on the Grand Wrestling Slam in the Tokyo Dome, which I think is gonna be pretty cool because that's the first event they do in the Yokohama Stadium, and also that's the only that will be the first time they do something outside Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome, which is quite an interesting thing to do. And basically, like the cards of that fucking event, we don't know what it's gonna be because like Will Ospreay got hurt and everything. So I can't wait to see what's gonna happen on this fucking front. And I think I'm ready to fucking close the show. So thanks for coming. For those who's still there, don't forget to share, like, subscribe. If I don't see four people fucking sharing, I'm gonna kill myself. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, basically that was it. Don't forget to share, subscribe. We have Discord. Please go on our Discord to have a deeper conversation. Before I get out, yeah, I have a fucking good idea actually. For just to end it on a really light note, I have my favorite memes of the week. So my favorite that's on our Discord, by the way. That's the kind of shit you can see on Discord. There you go. This one. Like that motherfucker broke the internet with his fucking like parody of his parody of like the act, right? Like when you have dumb act stuff and he's just like doing it even simpler, like in a traditional way to see, show how simple it is with his face. So I thought that one was pretty funny because I like rape jokes. That one here, there you go. When she kisses you good night, but only goes for your forehead. You forgot the pickle. That make me laugh because I'm a fucking 5 years old in my head. And this one here, yeah, memes about conspiracy theories that is not conspiracy theories are fucking hilarious to me. Anyone else find it suspicious that the moment she's available, all of a sudden he wants to get a divorce. Yeah, there you go. So that was it for the best meme of the week. Don't forget to go on our Discord to fucking share your meme so I can show it to 3 other fucking people on the podcast. And on this, still don't forget, we have a lot of shit going on for the 34. Our 34 week, all it looks like it's Monday, Dirty Sanchez, French. Wednesday, we have the Quick and Dirty with Nicolas Pidiktakis and myself for the news for Dummies in a Hurry, which is not going to be an hour. Usually it's around half an hour. Also, this fucking show Saturday afternoon. There's other project by the 34. There's Ariel Snack on a Friday night. On whenever they do decide to do it, there's Rapid Flames, Peter Bowen, and Vance Michel. Ariel Snack, I forgot to say who's in it. It's Peter Bowen, fucking Dale Messi, Dale Messi, and fucking Will Del Vecchio. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And on Thursday night, there's the movie trivia, Victoria Blair and Claudio Capri. And also, still Victoria Blair with Thompson. She has the quiz horror. I don't remember when it is, but I think the link is below. So go on this one. And tonight we have George Sandrizos again involved with the morning show from Pantelis. Also host of the Just Us Dad and Backstage Podcast. I'll ask him a couple of questions about it. If you have questions, don't hesitate to forward it to us. And tomorrow is the main event, just the four of us shooting the shit. So on this, thank you, fuck you, bye.